Clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes. Whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster. In the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide. You found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers. Truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell a story and speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a good day. My day has been kind of uneventful, but I had to stay with my nephew this morning because my sister had an appointment and I got to hang out with the mommy and kittens. And the kittens we got them right at the perfect time because they are really starting to walk really well. They started using the potty. They're eating soft food. So, and I call my niece the cat whisperer because I don't know, she just has an energy where cats just are calm. And she was able to pet the mommy cat yesterday, which is incredible considering she's been outside for over a year, even though, she did have interactions with my dad, but yeah, so we think, maybe my mom and dad will have a new cat. So, I do have pictures of them to share with you. And actually, I meant to get them up before the live, and then of course Actually, I'll show these again too, because these were the initial pictures that I had taken, and then I'll show you guys different ones. So thanks for being here. Let's see. Grandma Sherry, good to see you. And yes, kudos to the San Bernardino Sheriff's Office. Although even from the beginning, something was off with the mom. My main thing was I've seen a lot of people say she had no tears. My thing was, if you're anxious or, stressed, you usually get some color into your face. Like there was nothing. It just seemed very strained, in my opinion, of course. Marie, thanks for being here. Nanny, Bella, Evil Queen Yaya. Nanny, are you talking about Jerrison Hankins? Because if you are, I have a clip that I'm going to share at the end of this live about him. Angie, thanks for being here. VK Sir, thanks for being here. Hope you and the horses are well. Grain, good to see you. I have to send you new pictures, Grain, of the kittens too. I was sharing your channel, wrong chat. I don't know what that means. Hey, Limey, good to see you. Yes, Grandma Sherry. And it wasn't even, she should have, rehearsed her story before she told it, because when you say you're attacked from behind, it's kind of hard to get punched in the face. But if someone said hola and she turned, I could see it happening. But the one thing I'm seeing is a lot of, I guess, parodies of what would have happened. They have, this man with a sombrero on going up and saying hola when she's at the car. It's a little too soon, in my opinion. But I hope they can find that baby. Grain, I only watched a little bit of it. It's on my watch later. I was telling Pookie yesterday, there's just so many stories and so many updates, and there's just not enough time. And, I go back to work in just over a week. So I don't know. I'm going to have to figure something out. Lemmy says, thanks for lighting me up, Green, whoever buy that, much appreciated. Yeah, it might have been Evil Queen. She bought she gifted 5 memberships a few days ago, and unfortunately I didn't see who got them. And when I went back to look on YouTube Studio, that didn't show it either. So let's see. Hey Froggy, thanks for being here. Sinner, all the cool kids. Yeah. All right, so before we get into Emmanuel Haro and his parents, Jake and Rebecca, being arrested on suspicion of murder, I do want to show quickly photos of the foster kittens that my sister is currently fostering, because as we know, my house is full. And for those of you who didn't attend my live last night, you will be happy to know that Brunia and Azalea both went to their forever home. So I only have the 3 boys left, and hopefully they will be adopted very soon. Let's see, what am I doing? Okay, so first I'm just going to show you, I have 4 pictures, and my nephew named the boys after football players, and my niece named the girl. So there's a girl and 2 boys. So this one, let's see. This one, I believe, is Josh Allen, football player. This one is Jared Goff. I think his last name is Goff. And we call him Stumpy as a nickname because we don't know if it was at birth or if something happened, but he only has half his tail. There's Mommy. And this was the first day that we had trapped her. So she was nervous, but she's definitely, yep. And then there is Andromeda, her name is. Andromeda. Okay, so let me take that down for a minute because I got to get to the other email. So actually two more pictures. Is this one? Yes. Okay. So this picture was from a couple of days ago. And you can see she's much more relaxed, and the baby on the right wasn't very cooperative. He was too busy doing something. But I did post a picture of all of them looking on my community page. And then, oh yeah, this one, this little baby is hissing at my niece. It looks like he's laughing, but he was actually hissing at her. So, yeah. So there they are. They're between 4 and 5 weeks. No Tony Romo. Nope. No Jordan Love. I don't even know who those people are. Lunatic, I don't know how you didn't know. Hey, Bucci, thanks for stopping in. Hey, Ocean Tide, thanks for being here. Yeah, half tail, poor thing. Honestly, I think an animal might have, tried to take the baby, and yeah. This is a terrible case. It raised my fear immensely. Sometimes one happening overloads your foreboding horror factor. Yeah, and I try to stay objective and not speculate too much because I like sticking to facts. It's just in some cases, the facts don't make sense. Well, the facts told by the parents. And then having Jake Haro's lawyer doing a media tour, and he was not very nice. He was very rude, in my opinion. I don't know if that really helped things either. And the fact that he was only representing the dad, not the mom, that kind of puts up some red flags too, because I feel like a lawyer should represent them both, but I don't know. Yeah, they are adorable. Hey, Summer, thanks for being here. Sally Mae. Joan, good to see you again. Oh, you have one. His name is Chase. That's cute. All right, so we're going to get started because we're going to talk about the Emmanuel Haro case, and then there was a horrific tour bus crash here in upstate New York, just outside of Buffalo, where there have been several fatalities, several extractions still happening, and unfortunately, a lot of those on the bus were not wearing seatbelts, so many were ejected. So that is Western New York. The bus was coming from Niagara Falls, headed back to New York City, and for whatever reason, it hit the median and then ended up going, into a ditch. It's pretty bad. It looked terrible. It reminds me of the crash, the band bus that was going to Ohio that overturned on the highway. It reminds me of that one. Remy, me too. And the fact that he only got 6 months for what happened to that baby is a travesty. I've been saying travesty a lot. I need a new word. But travesty is a word that truly describes that situation, because, watching that video on News Nation with Abby Blabby and the pictures of that baby and what she's going to have to endure for the rest of her life, 6 months is nothing. And the fact that I know we can't stop people from reproducing, but the fact that he went on to have more children is sickening. And Rebecca, I would assume, knew his past, to have kids with someone that's done something like that. Like, what's wrong with her? I don't know. I feel like, but thank goodness they got that 2-year-old baby didn't pass away. And thankfully that baby is safe now. Let's see. Just want to make sure I'm scrolling through comments real quick. I feel like California, yeah. I mean, even California was that 18-wheeler driver who was issued a CDL license and he wasn't even a citizen. Like, yeah, Joan, that's true. Baby got a life sentence and that's really sad. That's true. Yeah, they haven't said much about why CPS didn't step in when Emmanuel was born. I'm hoping that all of that will come out eventually because, yeah, exactly, Marie, it was preventable. Absolutely. All right, so I am caught up in chat. So let's go to here. So this first clip is when law enforcement initially breached their gate, and I read that they did kick open the door. So they breached the fence, or I should say gate. It was a gate. They, breached the gate with a Bearcat, and then they did kick in the door and took the 2 parents into custody. And it's really sad.
Breaking news now. Sheriff's deputies are at the home of the parents of that missing 7-month-old. Assignment manager Mark Lou at the desk with an update on the story. What do we know?
Yeah, this is breaking right now. Here at the desk, we have just confirmed with San Bernardino County Sheriff's detectives that they are conducting what they call an operation at the home of Jake and Rebecca Haro, the parents of that missing 7-month-old boy, Emmanuel Haro. Now, we have just received some drone video of that operation. Let me take you to it right now. What you're seeing here is drone video of the Haro family home on Ramona Avenue in Cabazon.
Are you serious, Grandma Sherry? Why the hell would someone say that? There's photos of him. Although I guess I can see, because a lot of family didn't know that he existed. But that's just, well, and then, Dolly Vision is down there, like, come on. Yeah, and didn't even let Jake's attorney know that the arrest was coming. That says a lot. Yeah, I did see that he was on scene, though. I did see that the attorney did finally show up and was escorted into the property, I should say. We don't know yet if it's a crime scene.
Bernardino County Sheriffs have confirmed that they have detectives down there conducting some kind of an operation, but they won't say specifically what it is. But with that drone video, you can see white unmarked detective's vehicle and what appears to be an armored vehicle also in the yard of the Haro family residence. Now, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro has been missing since.
All right, so you can see the armored vehicle, and their house looked relatively big too. I don't know if there was like an outbuilding attached, but it looked like it was a pretty big home.
Last week, after his mother, Rebecca Haro, says she was changing his diaper in the parking lot of a Big Five in Yucaipa when someone came up from behind and struck her. And when she awoke, 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro was missing. Now, San Bernardino.
Nicole B., they have not found him as of right before this live.
County sheriffs have been investigating this extensively, and in the last couple of days, this investigation has transitioned from what they say a kidnapping investigation into a critical missing child investigation. Some parts of the parent's story, they say, are not adding up, and in recent days, the family's pickup truck has been taken for evidence in this case. And just this week, Jake Haro's ex-wife and mother of his oldest son filed a restraining order against him. Court record shows she wants his visitation stopped in light of the disappearance of...
So he had visitation of his son that no longer lives with him? I didn't realize that he still had visitation with that child that was living... Let me rewind that a little bit.
And just this week, Jake Haro's ex-wife and mother of his oldest son filed a restraining order against him. Court record shows she wants his visitation stopped in light of the disappearance of Emmanuel. Now, we are currently working on this story, including information.
So I'm guessing they have other kids besides the one that the cousin is raising, the 7-year-old, and then the older boy. There's other kids that he had with her. Hey, Reality, how are you? Oh, I did hear Grandma Cher. I heard Ahmed passed out on the street and hit his head. I hope he's okay. Man, that guy, he's been getting a lot of info. And he seems like a really cool guy. Like, he doesn't seem like he's like a vulture. Like, he's personable and he just seems happy and people seem to know him.
That there may be other operations taking place in relation to this Inland Empire. Reporter Rick Montanez is on his way to the Haro home in Cabazon. And when he gets there, we will have a full update. Until then, we'll keep researching this at the desk. When we get more information, we'll jump back on and let you know. Until then, that's it. I'll send it back to you.
All right. We will be watching this one for sure, Mark. Thank you.
Let's see. Where'd that comment go? Remy says, imagine if it were true that it's a fake baby, though. That'd be a new one. I think if it was a fake baby, they wouldn't be, going through trash and other items at the house. But who's to say that Emmanuel didn't pass away months ago? That for whatever reason, they just decided that day was the day they were going to concoct this story. I mean, at least come up with something more believable. Like, someone comes up and says, hola, and then, like, knocks you out from behind. Well, maybe your black eye should have not been on the front of your face, lady. Hey, Oki, how are you? Grandma Sherry, feel better. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the next one is just aerial footage from the helicopter, just to kind of see the scene and what it was like this morning. And I was watching, I don't remember her name on TikTok, but like a big crowd was starting to gather. And it still makes, they're saying that the fire across the way from the Haro home wasn't related to this case. But I can't help think that it's an awfully big coincidence that the house across from them went up in flames. It's just, I don't know. uncanny.
Scattered around this area. This is right off the 10 freeway near the Morongo Casino. It's actually on the other side of it. Skyfox pretty much over the top of the casino right now. But we did see a lot of the deputies in this area driving around in that dirt and basically just kind of blocking off things or possibly looking at other locations. There's one of those deputies there. I was kind of just looking for him, and I know there was another one closer to the freeway. Now, what brought them here? The evidence that they...
And I mean, really, this baby could be anywhere. They traveled, what was it, 30 minutes to get to Yucaipa from their home? I mean, the baby could be anywhere from their home to that ball field or anywhere, because no one really, that I have heard, if anyone has heard, I haven't heard anyone say the last time they saw baby Emmanuel. I mean, the grandmother, the grandmother has come out. Rebecca's mom has come out and spoke, but she's more defending Rebecca, not really saying much about the baby. And then you have the cousin, I think it was a cousin, or was it Jake's sister? I can't remember. But she came out and did this video and then quickly deleted it, even though people had already gotten it. I mean, it's almost like the family was in on it, like doing damage control. Hey, Pookie, thanks for being here. Right, Remy. I agree. The believability of it was non-existent. Hey, Blue. Yes, they were arrested this morning. Yes, they were. Reality, where did you see that they recently bought a hacksaw? I didn't see that. Barbara, I'm wondering. I think there's, depending on what law enforcement actually knows, because personally, this is just my opinion based on what I have, read and watched. My opinion is that something happened with Emmanuel. And for whatever reason, Jake was also abusive to Rebecca. For her husband, or because she was afraid, she did what she was told and made up this story that the baby had been kidnapped. But I don't know. She could have hurt the baby. And Jake's covering for her. We don't know. But just based on what I've seen, I think that she did it to protect him. Yeah. And I was watching Remy with the fire. I was watching, again, another TikToker, and he was on scene, and he had mentioned that 2 homeless individuals had started the fire. But I didn't know that, there was no confirmation of that. So Limey says, why didn't these parents lawyer up? And that's when they shut up. Well, the only one that lawyered up was the dad. And I have read that the lawyer representing him now is the same lawyer that represented him during the child abuse case. And the other thing, I saw the searching. So there was another, I think it was the Uvalde Foundation. It could have been a different foundation, but there was an organization that was offering to help the parents search again. They, were reaching out, we'll do what we can. And the parents did not respond. So that also told me that something was going on. Oh, thank you, Reality. I've been looking. I had heard it was going to be at 5 o'clock, but I didn't know Eastern Pacific. So 7 Eastern time. Okay. I may be live until then, but probably not. Probably not. But if I do finish this live up sooner, I'll come back for a little bit. Because let me tell you, only having 3 kittens to take care of instead of 6 makes things so much easier. It's just cleaning their crate is easier. Just everything it's so much easier. Remy says, hate to say it, but I don't like plea agreements in these cases, but first squeal gets the deal. That is very true. Oh, does she, Reality? I hadn't seen that. She does have a lawyer? Well, I hope she has a lawyer now that she's been arrested. Remy, the family did. Knowing that, a lot of people are like, what does her brother's, so for those of you who may not know, Rebecca's brother is serving a 50-year prison sentence for murdering his girlfriend and staging it as a suicide. And I've seen a lot of people say, what does that have to do with anything? The point is, they both made up stories to cover up their bad behavior. And in Rebecca's case, that's my opinion. But it seems that they have a lot of things in common at this point. Yeah, Froggy, the baby could have been gone a long time. This case is a minefield already, and it's going to be so difficult if parents lie. Okay, I see, Reality. Joseph Morris can kick rocks. I'm actually surprised. I mean, that whole thing he did, I'm surprised he's back on YouTube, but good for him. And Cinema Shogun, I'm impartial. Okay, Evil Queen, you heard it on Down the Hall News with Rabbit. Okay. See, and I know a lot of creators use TikTok and things like that to relay information, but I like going by what I know is truth. Yeah, the lawyer is the one from the child abuse case. When do you have some dignity? He was such a jerk to Ashley Banfield. I'm like, what an a-hole. He was like defensive, and he was like, you guys kind of did the same thing, saying the parents are guilty and they haven't even done anything. It's like, well, have you looked at what we know? Okay, y'all are chatting real quick. If I missed your comment, please type it again, because I had to shoot forward. Hey, Be Real, thanks for being here.
They're finding, what they're collecting, that is unclear. We do know the parents of baby Emmanuel have been taken into custody. Right now, that child's still not located. Deputies still searching, but you can see what they're doing right now. This home definitely seems to be a point of interest, and that detective definitely finding things in that trash, pulling them out, but what they are, I cannot say. I'm Stu up in Skyfox. Back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, so tragic there. All right, Stu, thank you. We'll stay on top of that for sure.
Okay. And I did see, where did that comment go? Now I don't see it. Why can I see it on my phone, but not on StreamYard? Oh, so Reality said the local on the ground said it on his live stream. Okay. Still not proof that they actually bought it, though. But if they did, that's a little suspicious. If you ask me. Okay, so now we get into the actual arrest. And so I have 2 clips on the arrest, only because one of them, they interviewed a resident of that community, and I thought what she said was important. And then, so some of obviously the information is going to be a little bit repetitive, but it's important that it's heard.
And we do have breaking news in the case of a missing baby, 7-month-old.
And I also find it very interesting. Is that why they were in juvenile court yesterday? Because of the restraining order? I just thought of that because they were in juvenile court yesterday and they're now reporting that his ex filed for a restraining order against him. That would make sense.
Emmanuel Haro, his parents have been arrested for murder. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Let's get right to
So authorities have to have something that we don't know in order for a judge to sign off on that warrant. I mean, look in this angle. So this angle of Rebecca, it just looks like she didn't get any sleep the night before. Like my eyes look like this in the morning without any concealer.
Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan with all the details. Rob.
Right. Well, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, along with help from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, out here all morning long investigating at the home of that couple. Let's see if we can push in here to where you can see the forensics team back there investigating. You know, it was just about this time last week. We were standing there on the front porch talking with the parents as they were making an emotional plea for help, claiming their child had been kidnapped. Now, precisely 1 week later, both of them under arrest on suspicion of murder. 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro now.
That sweet little baby. And now looking, this photo, not necessarily this photo, but the other photo that they had released, which my first question too was, why didn't they release a better photo of Emmanuel? Like, why not? Why the one of his side view? Like, you should have a million pictures of your child. I don't have children, but if I did, I'd probably have hundreds because I have hundreds of pictures of my cats. But this picture, I mean, this one is much better. And then you have to wonder, based on the dad's history, did Emmanuel go through the same thing that his older sister did?
Presumed dead. The boy's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, now under arrest, accused of murder. Sheriff's deputies sealing off the entire property as investigators search for clues as to what really happened to the baby. This all starting when the boy's parents reporting him kidnapped at a Big 5 parking lot more than a week ago in Yucaipa. The day after their report, the mother making this tearful plea for her boy to be.
Tearful, sir. Sir. There were no tears in this plea. Just to be exact here. No tears.
Returned.
Just give him back to me again, please. And then, I know this is probably rude of me to say, but have anything sad in her life happen where she could think of this really sad moment in her life and actually produce tears? This tells me no, she hasn't. Or she has no emotion, one or the other.
Please don't harm my son. Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, please.
But within a day of their interview with Eyewitness News, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying the parents had stopped cooperating with their investigation. Then came news of the father's criminal history, convicted of willful cruelty to a child 2 years ago. Today, members of the community coming to the scene this morning, still in shock about everything that's happened.
Heart-wrenching for everybody. I'm a mother and a grandmother, so it's been emotional. I've been following it since it started, and it's taken a toll on me. I've been having a hard time sleeping at night and just trying to keep up with the updates.
And then when you found out this morning that they were arrested, accused
I
of
was
murder.
shaking. I was shaking. Goosebumps. All up and down my arms, my legs, goosebumps, because I had a feeling.
I think a lot of people had that feeling, girlfriend. Yeah. Was he kidnapped? Look at that interview. Another Susan Smith. Pair of lion squirrels. Yeah, Susan Smith vibes for sure. For sure. Evil Queen says, so Jake was married 3 times and had 5 children. I only knew about Vanessa and Rebecca. I haven't heard of another, heard or read, I should say. Citizen says, I don't know. Maybe you were thinking of my nephew. I have a niece and nephew, but no kids. No. Nope. Okay, I was thinking fear could be because cover-up is now publicly disseminated, but we can't, but wait. Yeah, could be fear.
And now a live look at the scene from Air 7 up above. It's important to point out that the Sheriff's Department says the search for this 7-month-old child continues despite rumors.
And that's a huge property. I mean, it's a pretty good size lot. I mean, but you have, like, there's just stuff everywhere. In my opinion, I don't think the baby is on their property. I don't think he's there.
Floating around in the community. They have not found the child or the child's body yet, but Emmanuel Haro is presumed to be dead at this point. Now, just a few minutes ago, the attorney for Jake Haro showed up and was escorted into the scene by sheriff's investigators trying to find out more about what that's about. But again, the parents of Emmanuel Haro both arrested on suspicion of murder. Live in Cabazon, Rob McMillan, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, and speaking of Jake's lawyer, I did see on, let me see if I can find it, on Twitter, they did have some images. Here it is. I don't know who Miss Harmony is, but so it says, drone footage shows the scene today at Emmanuel Haro's house, who was reported missing August 14th, now may be deceased. The parents, Jake and Rebecca, have been arrested on murder charges. As this investigation continues to hearing more, Vincent Hughes, the lawyer for the father, is seen leaving the house this morning while the search continues on their property for evidence. So let's see what this is.
In the backyard.
Is that Dolly's voice? Sounded like it.
They kill that baby?
Ugh, it is Dolly. Come on.
Are your clients innocent or guilty? Are you defending baby killer?
How does it feel to defend a murderer? Does that give you a good rep?
Any comment?
What do you got?
Oh.
Arrested for murder.
Guess the service isn't very good out there. I know, Be Real. When I saw that he was in California, I'm like, are you kidding me? Are the donos from Turtle Island that low that you have to go grift and cause chaos in another situation?
Why don't you tell your clients to tell where the baby's at? Where's that baby at?
Well, the service is definitely
The killers.
He is the baby. Guys, and he took the case pro.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, there they are. Okay, there's just an image of them. Justice for Emmanuel. I agree. I agree. And I did see, was it Lawn Crime? I guess SF was out there with drone footage. So I wonder too if the lawyer really thought that they hadn't done anything. But then again, he should know that his client is capable of doing such things. Joan says he took the case pro bono. I have no idea. He's trying to be BHB. Ugh. And just to like constantly yell that out just for show, like I feel like it's just for show. Like you don't see Brian Etten going out there and being like, "Did you kill your baby? You're baby killers. You're baby killers." No, that's not professional. And I will say Brian Etten has been doing a really good job on the Idaho 4 stuff. Yeah, Dolly's audience think he's being important. Yeah, he's a heckler. That's a great way to describe it, a heckler. Yeah, I think they have to have something to arrest them on suspicion of murder. And right, Blue, they presume him dead, which is huge. And there was that, the clothing store video that, the surveillance, you never see. I mean, it could have been her at the beginning running in. And actually, let me get that real quick because I think some of you may not have seen that footage. Let me go to my channel. And this is from On the Tira on TikTok. I believe he's on all platforms, but I had seen him on TikTok. So let me get over to TikTok here. All right, On the Tira. Yeah, Ahmad, I hope he's okay. I heard he fell and hit his head. Okay, so this is from On the Tira on TikTok. I'm going to drop his link in chat. So it says, "Where's Emmanuel Haro?" This video is from the Bada store surveillance, shows the time frame on the Tira from 7:44 p.m. till 7:54 p.m. until the police came at the end of the video. And Rebecca had claimed that around 7:45 is when someone took Emmanuel. And her truck would have been to the right of this tree, based on where she said she parked. She would have been to the right of this tree. So we don't see her truck, but you can see people going back and forth. And there is music for this, but I'm going to just keep the music off because it's, in my opinion, it's a little irritating. And so here is, let me just back it up a little bit. So you do see there is a person who is, so here's a person walking toward the store, and this is at 7:45 and 41 seconds. Is that Rebecca? I don't know. But this is about the time that she claims someone took Emmanuel and she was knocked out. So it may be her, it may not be her. Either way, if it wasn't her, that means there were other people in that parking lot that would have heard her searching for her child. And so this SUV pulls up, which is not Rebecca's car. And it sits there for about 3 minutes. No one gets out. No one gets in. It just pulls up, sits there, and then it pulls away. Glow says BHB doesn't have the money, said she couldn't decide between going or paying her lawyer fees. I think the lawyer fees are probably more important than going to California to be a nuisance. Yeah, Froggy, JLR, Dolly, SF, money. Yeah. I mean, the drone footage that SF got, I did see it on, I think it was Law and Crime, or maybe it was Ashley Banfield. I can't remember, but the drone footage was pretty good. But then again, so was the helicopter footage that we got. So, okay, so the SUV, I was looking at chat. The SUV does leave. So now you see another person. So this possibly could be Rebecca as well. This person walks toward the store, but then walks away. They never get to the store. And then you will see shortly, you'll see yellow flash like on the right side. That is law enforcement. So there you see that yellow. So law enforcement has arrived. So it's about 5 minutes after Rebecca claims to have been assaulted and her baby taken. And then I think there's one more person that comes into frame that's in the middle of the parking lot. They kind of come in this, where my cat is, in this area. But it's hard to tell who that is too because it's so grainy. Oh, there's the person right there. So on many of some other channels, they are claiming this is Rebecca. But I don't know that to be true. And this would have been 7 minutes after the approximate time someone knocked her out. But notice they never go into the store. They walk toward the store, but they never go into the store. And it'd be interesting. I'm sure law enforcement has the surveillance. I want to know, did she actually go into the store? So then you can see law enforcement. You can see the yellow again on the right side. So law enforcement got there pretty quickly. But I'm curious to know if she actually did go into that store and ask their personnel about a baby and whether or not someone had seen the baby or not. Okay, so excuse me. So this last one is just, again, speaking about the arrest of the parents. And
Have another update on that breaking news in the case of a missing 7-month-old boy we need to get to. Assignment manager Mark Liu is at the desk. Mark, what have you learned now?
There is a significant, major development in the search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The San Bernardino County sheriffs have just shared on social media that the parents of the missing 7-month-old have now been arrested for murder. This is the post that was just shared by San Bernardino County sheriffs on X. It says, update August 22nd. That's today. This morning, detectives from the Sheriff's Homicide Detail and Specialized Enforcement Division have arrested Jake and Rebecca Haro at their residence in Cabazon for PC 187, which is murder. Investigators will continue their search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro.
So I know there was a lot of rumors going around that Emmanuel had been found. According to the San Bernardino sheriff, he has not been found.
Now, SkyCal is over the scene right now. This is the Haro residence on Ramona Avenue in Cabazon. We see down there a San Bernardino County Sheriff's investigator with gloves on going through what appears to be debris or garbage at the rear of the structure. They've also been walking around the property looking for evidence. Now, several of the detectives have already left, but there are still law enforcement agents there. Let me show you some video that was a little bit earlier. This is drone video that we have obtained a little bit earlier in the morning that shows the San Bernardino County Sheriff's activity there, multiple unmarked detectives units, and an armored vehicle. We now know that both parents, Rebecca and Jake Haro, have been taken into custody. The charge, murder. The search for their 7-month-old son still continuing. Now, this investigation has significantly changed in the last several days. It started last Thursday, August 14th, when Rebecca Haro said she was changing 7-month-old Emmanuel's diaper behind a Big Five sporting goods store in Yucaipa when she alleges someone came up from behind her, struck her in the head, and when she woke up.
Right, struck her in the head. She didn't say punched me in the eye. And I almost, now that we know that they've been arrested, I'm going to find one of the initial interviews that she did, because now it'd be interesting hearing kind of what she said, because if someone hits you in the back of the head, you're not going to get a black eye. I remember she said, I just saw white. Someone said, hola. And then I saw white.
Her baby boy was gone. Now, the sheriffs immediately investigated, but they have since changed the status of this investigation from a kidnapping to a critical missing child investigation. The family's pickup truck was taken for evidence, but we can now confirm this has turned into a murder investigation while they continue to look for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Our reporter Rick Montanez is on his way to Cabazon to do a report live from the scene where this investigation is happening. When that happens, we will bring it to you. Until then, we'll keep monitoring from the desk. That's it. I'll send it back to you.
Still so many questions, Mark, but oh, what a twist there. Thank you.
Okay, so let's see. I'm going to try to find one of her older interviews. Oh, here we go. So let's see. This is when they were sitting. Let's see if I can find the one. I want to see the one where she was standing up first. Okay. That one might be harder to find. So let's go to the one where they were sitting. Now, where the heck did it go? I literally, oh, here it is. Let me see. I literally just went past it. Oh, and then there's this one too, where they were standing in the parking lot. So they did, we'll have to watch that one next. I'm just curious to see how, Yep, I did see that, Bella. 7 Eastern.
The news at 10. I'm Creed Winter. And hi, I'm Courtney Friel in tonight for Rick Chambers. Now at 10 o'clock, where is baby Emmanuel? It has been over 48 hours since anyone has seen the 7-month-old who was reported missing by his mother in San Bernardino County.
And tonight, investigators saying they cannot rule out foul play in his disappearance. The boy's mother says that she was attacked Thursday in the parking lot of a Big 5 in Yucaipa, and that the attacker took off with her baby.
Now, deputies say there are inconsistencies with her account of what happened. KTLA 5's Sarah Welsh joins us live.
So this car, that almost looks like that SUV that had pulled up, but probably not. But this is the area where she claims that she was parked over here.
Live in San Bernardino with the latest on this story. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Clark, good evening. Investigators say when they confronted Rebecca Haro about inconsistencies within her initial statement that she refused to continue any questioning. And tonight, the grandmother has confirmed to us that the couple is no longer cooperating with investigators and has lawyered up just hours after they made that desperate public plea for their son's safe return.
It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Where is 7-month-old Emmanuel?
You know, and knowing, like, just so fake.
Public plea for their son's safe return.
It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Where is 7-month-old Emmanuel? His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, say someone kidnapped their baby outside this Big 5 in Yucaipa after assaulting Rebecca Haro and knocking her out cold.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since.
So she heard someone say hola, and then she doesn't remember anything since. So how did she know she was hit in the back of the head? She just heard them say hola.
I woke up right here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Haro says she was parked in front of the store about to change her son's diaper when someone came up.
Oh, let me just. Yeah, so it was. So here they're so it was in this area right here that she was parked.
I woke up right here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Haro says she was parked in front of the store about to change her son's diaper.
Froggy, that's a good point. Why would you see white? Wouldn't it be everything went black? Or, I don't know, like I passed out before and I don't really, I just say I don't feel good and then I pass out. But I would probably just say, like, I heard someone say hola and that's all I remember. Yeah, so Nanny, I did, a lot of people have had questions about why she said on the floor, and I've been able to find that some ethnicities and cultures actually refer to the ground as a floor. Personally, I think she may be recalling something that happened in her home, and that is where the story's coming from. Because she actually was knocked out. She was punched in the face. But it wasn't by a kidnapper.
When someone came up behind and assaulted her, she claims she was struck in the face, but wasn't able to get a look at who did it before they took off with her son. But investigators say there are inconsistencies with Haro's initial statement, and because of that, they cannot rule out foul play.
They're not going to hurt that baby. That couple were just home.
How can she say that? Now that I know about Rebecca's brother and we know about Jake's past, how can she say that they will not hurt that baby? Your son murdered someone. and your son-in-law nearly killed his 10-week-old child. So the fact that she's saying they wouldn't hurt that child, no, lady. No, ma'am.
The baby's grandmother is adamant the couple is innocent. She says Emmanuel is her daughter's pride and joy and that she waited years to have a baby boy of her own.
Oh, so does that mean her older children are girls? And that's why she has nothing to do with them? Interesting.
The grandmother also says investigators asked her daughter to take a lie detector test, but her husband said no until they had a lawyer.
She's just going crazy, you know, she can't handle it anymore.
She says her daughter is receiving death threats and her 2-year-old has been removed from the home. As the search for baby Emmanuel goes on 48 hours after his mother claims someone ran off with him. And we have learned tonight that the baby's father does have a criminal record, and the grandmother told us that investigators were out at the couple's home in Cabazon, searching the home with cadaver dogs and also digging up parts of the property. We tried.
And so, too, I wonder if I know nothing was dug up or anything, at least that was visibly seen, but could the cadaver dogs have possibly hit on something? Maybe. But they also just turned in their phones and law enforcement confiscated the truck. So it's possible they found something in that truck that they weren't careful with.
To reach out to San Bernardino County investigators for any information on that, but they aren't taking any more questions today. Meantime, they are asking anyone with any information about this case, anyone with any information on the whereabouts of baby Emmanuel, to give them a call. And you can do it anonymously by calling 1-800-78-CRIME. Karina, in court, will send it back to you in Hollywood.
To be continued, Sarah.
Okay, so Lunatic had asked about Rebecca's brother. So her brother's name is James. I always say it wrong. I think I'm saying it wrong. Buschhausen. I think it's Buschhausen. Okay, so if I go to this article, so this is from Wayne 15. Mother of missing California 7-month-old baby has convicted killer in family. As unsettling new details continue to emerge in the case of a missing 7-month-old boy from California, Nexstar's KTLA has confirmed the baby's mother has a convicted murderer in the family. Authorities in both San Bernardino and Riverside counties launched an extensive search on August 14th after Rebecca and Jake Haro said their little boy was kidnapped from a parking lot of a Yucaipa Big Five sporting goods store after a stranger reportedly knocked Rebecca unconscious, leaving her with a black eye. So they talk about why the Amber Alert wasn't issued. In the days following the alleged kidnapping, new revelations emerged, including that the couple was being uncooperative with investigators, that the video of Rebecca with a black eye on August 3rd may exist. And I did see that video on the Tira actually posted that officials removed the couple's 2-year-old from their custody, and that Jake Haro has a previous felony conviction for willful child cruelty. Investigators have since turned their attention to the parents, using cadaver dogs during a search of the family's Cabazon home and seizing Jake's vehicle, along with cell phones and other electronics to preserve and process any potential evidence. So here is her brother. James Buschhausen is currently serving 50 years to life in prison for the murder of Jalen Amanda Keith, 27, in Palm Springs on March 15th, 2017. I thought they were going to say more about him. I guess not. They just have pictures. But her brother killed his girlfriend and then staged it as a suicide. Let me see if I can find a different article. Oh, here we go. This is the one I read the other day. So, jury believed boyfriend staged shooting. Now he'll spend 50 years in prison for murder. Of course, I can't read the whole thing. So, a man convicted of shooting his girlfriend in the head at their Palm Springs apartment and staging the scene to look like she took her own life was sentenced to 50 years in prison, and this was back in 2018. James Bushausen, 35, was convicted in July of first-degree murder in the March 15th, 2017 death of Jalen Amanda Keith, 27. Keith was found with a single gunshot wound to the center of her forehead in the bathtub of the Bellardo Road apartment the couple shared. Excuse me. So, yes. Oh, and StreamYard has lost screen share connection. Of course you have. Of course you have, StreamYard. Okay. Let me get back to chat right quick. Hey, Vapor Tales. Thanks for being here. And I did see, I'm not sure if you heard me say hi. Was it Soul? I think it was Soul. Okay, I'm like way behind in chat over on StreamYard. Limey says, geez, in a public place, get the F out of here. The CCTV camera is probably going to seal the parent's fate. And there was video that we saw yesterday from the allegedly a surveillance from the liquor store across the street from the Big Five saw Rebecca placing something in a dumpster. She was driving a white car. Oh, Souls. I was right. Okay. I did see you in chat. Me too, Ocean Tide. I'm sure it will. I'm sure everything will come out. Yeah, truth within the lies. So I think my opinion is Rebecca used something that actually happened to tell her story. She just added the fact that it was someone who said hola and then knocked her out. Oh, okay, Grandma Sherry, my British grandfather called all the ground the floor, even grass. There we go. Anything below your feet was the floor. I'm with you. I don't think the baby's, I don't think the baby's there. I think they put that baby somewhere or discarded him because they're scumbags. And then they concocted this story and planned it out, and terrible. So then I was just thinking, because the reason Rebecca said she went to Big Five in the first place is because she had to buy a mouth guard for her son. But if Jake didn't have custody, right? Because I believe Rebecca and Jake only had the 2-year-old and Emmanuel, correct? The boy was actually his ex-wife's child. Why would Rebecca have gone to buy the mouth guard? Like she just volunteered? Now I have questions about that. Joan says, I would like to know why they didn't steal her purse while she was knocked out. Because they just wanted the baby? That video of a baby with them. I don't believe that was Emmanuel. Oh, wait, that video, I read that wrong. The video of a baby with them when they went to buy a saw may not have been Emmanuel. Oh, so there's actually a video of them? I have not seen that. I only saw the video of they were walking past the big five, and you can see them walking. They had a wagon with the little girl in it. And I mean, Emmanuel could have been laying down in the wagon, but I don't think he was there. Souls, do we know when the last real sighting of the boy? No. Nope. I know family members have said they hadn't seen Emmanuel. Well, at the game, they didn't see Emmanuel at the game, or the practice, I should say. The practice, and much of the family didn't know he existed. Oh no, thanks, Grandma. I've been searching and reading and watching videos, and I try to stay away from TikTok and Twitter. What about that weird trend? A wannabe mother buys expensive prams, toys, cots in the lot, and they carry a plastic baby around. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's weirdness. Yeah, souls could have been Emmanuel could have been gone a long time and no one would know. Aw, thanks, Summer. Summer says you're a good person to watch on true crime. I usually only go to one channel, but I'm willing to give you a shot. Well, I appreciate that. One thing that I do not like to do is to speculate, and, I did kind of use a clickbaity title today. I try not to, but, I said, has Ellie found baby Emmanuel? I knew they hadn't found him yet, but, and like I said, I try to stay away from TikTok and Twitter, but some things that you see on there, they're interesting to at least discuss. But I pride myself on, going on the facts, especially what law enforcement has told us, and not, what really bugs me is when you go into a chat and you see all of the people in there saying, I heard. And there was one creator's chat that I went into where they were saying, I heard this, I heard that. And I asked, what is your source? Can you tell me where you heard that? No response. Or they would say that another creator, they heard it from another creator who never lies. And that creator is known to be a tragedy pimp. Or now I say tragedy vulture, because that's what they are. They swoop down onto these families and these stories and just, sink their talons right into it. So I like to have proof. That's just me. So thanks for being here. Oh, her stepson. All right. Thank you, Joan. Her stepson. Froggy says, why did she go, not him, when she has a baby to take with her? That is a very good observation, Froggy. Right? Why wouldn't he say, hey, let me go? You keep the baby. I'll run there. It'll be good. Right, Evil Queen. That's what I thought, that it was Vanessa's son. The one that was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, right? Is that the same one, or was there another one? That is what I have read. Vanessa said she did not see the baby at the field. Yeah, and they didn't steal her car. So did the person just walk up with no vehicle? Like you'd think that law enforcement, you know, especially the liquor store across the street, would have been able to capture. Actually, it could see the whole parking lot, I would think, or at least see a car pulling out around the time that she pulled in. I mean, the way that she tells the story, she hadn't been in that parking lot very long at all, because she said she pulled in, she could smell that the baby had gone to the bathroom and needed his diaper changed. So she got out, you know, took the baby out of the car seat, was getting his diaper ready, and that's when she got knocked out. How would someone know that she had a baby with her to that quickly knock her out? I mean, I guess they could have been watching and seeing, oh, she's opening the back door. She must be taking a child out of the car seat. Yeah, Harmony Montgomery and the West Boys. And they never did find the West Boys, correct? I don't think they found Harmony Montgomery either. I didn't follow Harmony's case, but I did follow the West Boys a little bit. And it's also my understanding that they did not have a working vehicle. That's what the lawyer said. But then they had a truck. Jake has a truck. So I don't know what that all is about. Yeah, we give our opinions, but stick to the facts. I base my opinion on what I hear. Hey, Road Rash, how are you? So I have seen this. Actually, let me go back to TikTok, because this on the Twitter, he had a video of her at alleged, well, it wasn't allegedly. She was at a funeral. And I couldn't see it, but they were saying she had a black eye that was covered up with makeup. Here it is. Okay. Oh, pause. All right, so let me share. Oops. Share screen, TikTok. Okay, so this is from on the Twitter again. And so this was August 5th, 2025. He's saying she has a black eye covered up in makeup. Whether or not that is true, I don't know. To me, her eye does look differently than this one, but the sun is also in her face on this side. So I don't know if that is a black eye covered up with makeup or not. We don't know. But let's take a look at this.
I love each and every one of you, and Charlie loved each and every one of you.
And the fact that he was at a funeral recording, that's just kind of weird.
Celebration of life that we will
that's
have
weird
for
to
him.
me.
We had so much fun together.
Yeah.
I know.
Where's your baby?
Over there, he's like, I want water. I'm like, okay.
I wonder if she had. Oh, actually, that's what I was going to ask. And he has. I didn't even read the screen. Rebecca at a funeral on August 5th. Emmanuel is nowhere around, and she has a black eye covered with makeup on the Twitter. I was just going to say, was the baby there? But apparently, there was no baby with her.
Yeah, he's fucking 3. He's going to be 4.
And it's also my understanding that Jake did not attend.
Look at mommy got
this funeral.
No, it was hanging over the chair. Lele will eat a quesadilla. Oh, RJ, say hi.
Hi, honey. I'm your Auntie Becky.
Say hi.
This is Rebecca over on the left.
You don't have it, brother?
That looks like the cousin that talked on that did that
He said,
video.
no, I'm not saying hi.
Okay, we don't really see her much, do we?
I'll get you one. Who made those bandanas? Thank you. Really? We should order some more. I want a pink one. They'll match.
Watch for the spotting.
Where is it? Thank you.
And so he must not have, obviously, he didn't know that she was going to report Emmanuel missing. So he must have just been at this funeral documenting whomever this was for. And she just happened to be there. Oh, what did that say? I attended a funeral August 5th that Rebecca also attended. Okay, so he got the footage from someone else. That Rebecca also attended and have footage of her from, I'm guessing, that date. She did not have Emmanuel with her, but did have her little daughter. Okay, so she had the 2-year-old, but not Emmanuel. Interesting. Yeah, classic and sincere. Yeah, and those parents, I mean, same thing, pretending they were taken, and the fake tears and all this. No. Okay, so Bella says, from what I'm understanding, he had first son, then another son with fetal. Okay, so he did have an older one. And the little girl he assaulted, then the 2-year-old and Emmanuel, 5 children. Okay, I didn't realize that there was an older son before the one that had FAS. Okay, they found only remnants of Harmony. Never found the West Boys. It's terrible. Oh, her brows didn't match either. I didn't even look at her brows. Oh, I see you, Grandma. Thanks for being here. Yeah. And that's a good question, Souls. When was the last time someone actually saw this baby, if ever? Good question. All right, so we are going to, because I know the press conference is at 7. I don't think I'm still going to be live then, but I might be. I did want to, before I go, touch on the catastrophic tour bus rollover crash near Buffalo, New York. This took place this afternoon, and there were 50 plus individuals on the bus, many of which were not wearing seatbelts. And there are seatbelts on tour buses. I know, because if I'm in my seat, I am always wearing my seatbelt on a tour bus or any bus that has seatbelts. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Because I saw earlier there were people in another creator's chat that was covering this saying they don't have seatbelts on tour buses. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Oh, thanks, Slimy. All right, so we have this, and then there was about a 10-minute press conference, and then we'll do some last thoughts.
We begin with breaking news out of Buffalo. Multiple people have died, dozens injured after a crash involving a tour bus on I-90 near Pembroke.
This happened just after noontime today. State police say at least one child is among those who've died. Multiple people
no.
were trapped under that bus. Police say that most of the passengers did not have their seatbelts on, resulting in ejections. The state police say all 52 people on that bus have some kind of an injury. They are traveling from Niagara Falls to New York City.
Stay with News 10 on air and online for the latest in this developing story.
And just to show you all a map, because you know I like my maps, they had not gotten very far. So Niagara Falls is here. And so you have Interstate 90. They were near Pembroke. And I'm trying to think what the other town was. They said between Pembroke and another town, and I don't remember what that was. But they didn't get very far at all. Okay, so last thing, we have a press conference. And I will mute during this and just chat and chat. It's about 9 minutes long. Sure, Blue, you're welcome.
Today we had a vehicle collision, a significant vehicle collision. It is a tour bus coming out of Niagara Falls back to what we believe New York City, and it had about 50 plus passengers on that, women, children. Also, the bus was traveling eastbound right before the Pembroke exit, and for unknown reasons, the vehicle lost control, went into the median, overcorrected, and ended up in the ditch, which would be on the right side of the roadway or the south side of what you would be the 90. And at this time, we have multiple fatalities, multiple entrapments, and multiple injuries. You can see behind me the amount of first responders from a lot of different police agencies besides New York State Police, fire, EMS, helicopters. A lot of people are being taken to Strawn Memorial Hospital and Erie County Medical Center at this time with a lot of different injuries and a lot of different things going on. But like I said,
It'll come back. They froze for some reason. I didn't realize it was this long of a frozen when I did my short.
operating, we are working with them. We are working with getting footage off of the bus at that time.
Are people still being rescued at this point?
Absolutely. There's a lot of rescues. We still have entrapments. We still have people. We don't know their whereabouts. We're assuming that we need that count, the passenger count, so we can count how many injuries we have, how many fatalities, or how many possible entrapments. Like I said, the bus did roll. There were multiple ejections. There are multiple people trapped, and there's multiple fatalities, and this includes children as well.
How many agencies are responding to this?
I'm sorry.
Massive responsive repair. How many agencies do you have, or how many people, if you have an estimate?
Just walking through it, I know Genesee County Sheriff's Department is here. We're here. Pretty much any fire EMS from the area is here. Like I said, we have the DOT and we have the Thruway Authority closing the lanes, trying to shift people around, trying to get people off from being stranded on the 90. That's also an importance. People have families, people have kids, people travel, and we don't want people sitting on the 90 without food, without the proper necessities. So they are working at the same time we are working. They're working to clear and turn around those throughways, clear the people out. And that's why you're going to see a large amount of people moving in a lot of different directions. A very volatile scene. You have to remember that we have vehicles going the wrong way on the 90, but it's to clear traffic out. We want to make sure we're taking care of our travelers as well as we're taking care of the people related in this incident.
Well, we hear that it's a tourism bus. Can you talk about the nationalities, or is that information not available right now?
Nope. The nationalities, most of the people speaking on the tour bus would be Indian, Chinese, and Philippine. So we have all that. We have translators coming in to work with those languages. But right now, like I said, we have a lot of people injured. We have a lot of people over there. You're going to see people coming in and out of here. A lot of ambulance. You can see there's helicopters lined up behind me. Depending on who we have people entrapped. They may be alive but entrapped. And depending on those injuries, that's why we have the staging with the helicopters, because depending on their injuries and how significant they could be, we will take them to Stronger Erie County Medical Center.
Just a point of clarification, the fatalities, does that include children or are children just among the injured?
We believe that there is a child that is a fatality. We have, and as we're progressing through this, we're losing more people, unfortunately. Like I said, if you're at the scene and you're seeing this bus, it's a full-size tour bus, heavy amount of damage. It did roll. Most people, I'm assuming on the bus, did not have a seatbelt on. That is the reason why we have so many ejected people on this bus. But like I said, the bus is extremely damaged. So given the possibility that this bus at least rolled through the highway portion and then came to rest in which would be the south shoulder of the 90, significant damage. And obviously this bus was going full speed. It did not hit any other vehicle. It basically lost control from the median on.
Do you know the bus company name?
Watch your back, everyone. We have a herd of ambulance coming. We should be good. Just stay here.
Is it upside down?
The bus is laying on its passenger side. So you have the driver's side of the bus. The bus.
And they froze again. That is not me. Maybe this is why it was so long, because it froze. Okay, it does.
People are out of this area, correct. Like I said, you might be injured, but those injuries aren't, we're dealing with the worst injuries first and getting them out of here. We have, I would say, almost every person on this collision has some sort of cut, bruise, or abrasion is an injury. It's just a matter of prioritizing the most severe and getting them the assistance that they need at this time.
What about the driver? Is the driver still?
The driver is alive and well. We're working with him. We believe we have a good idea of what happened and why the bus lost control. We just want to make sure that all the details are thoroughly vetted. We will work with the company. Typically, there's camera footage inside of those vehicles. And as this progresses, this investigation with our Bureau of Criminal Investigation, they will give us more information. And at that time, I will have a release out with more details and maybe a cause and obviously a total count of how many passengers were on this vehicle, how many fatalities they have. But at this time, there are so many emergency crews working to try and move that bus and get the entrapped people out of there. We'll have a better idea as this unfolds.
I know you mentioned that there were people of multiple nationalities on the bus. Considering the tourism of Niagara Falls, has there been any sort of language barrier or difficulties talking to people?
Not at this time. Like I said, we do utilize different language, I guess, apparatuses in the counties, and we have people come in. A lot of times it's very obvious when you're at a scene like this. You may not estimated time of departure for them. We have Buffalo Fire actually coming down as well. We're using and utilizing all the U-turns we can, and that's going to take time. Tractor trailers are a little tougher to move. At this time, a lot of the bigger vehicles, commercial vehicles, are going into the driving lane, which would be the right lane, keep the shoulders open for emergency vehicles to use. But we're trying to turn around the cars, and then we're going to go with the tractor trailers. Typically, the tractor trailers have the resources they need within the tractor trailer to sustain for at least a few hours with food, beverages, and things like that. But it's our traveling vehicles, our families, our kids in those cars, and things like that. We will have UTVs and we will have assets going down to make sure everyone is okay or taken care of. But luckily, it's not raining. It's not extremely hot like it's been in the 90s. So that makes it a little easier for people that are unfortunately stranded. But it will be a while, depending. I would say the longest people will wait will be the closest people to the scene. People that are on the outskirts of this scene or the furthest away, they're going to be turned around a lot quicker just by the the natural fact that the U-turns are before them.
And I imagine that this side of the road is going to be even longer, considering I would assume a massive scene.
This side of the road, or I should say the 90, which would be eastbound, will be closed, I would say, for most of today. Depending on, we have our collision reconstruction team, forensic identification unit, and obviously depending on how long it takes us to get the entrapped, individuals out of there, get a total tally, go over all the footage. This piece of the thruway will more than likely be closed the rest of the day.
Now, I imagine first responders, this is not something that you want to see, but this is something that we are prepared for.
Yes, this is something.
And it's frozen again. Not me. All right, well, it's almost okay. So it looks like it's going to unfreeze in a moment.
With Buffalo, this is a highly traveled area. We have the Bills, we have the Sabres. There's big events that happen here. So with that, we do train and we do practice for these type of casualties or incidents.
Clarification: it originated out of New York, you think? New York City?
Origination point, origination point believed to be New York City to Niagara Falls. Spend an amount of time at Niagara Falls. The bus we know for sure is headed back from Niagara Falls to New York City was the destination. Think that's it? We good? Thank you.
All right. And normally, so with troopers, this strap, I will say his hat does look very small for his head. Normally the strap is worn like kind of near closer to the base of your head. His is like way up. But then again, he may have, if he was helping with the scene, he may have even taken his hat off and just put it on quick because he was doing this press conference. So I did find this article from New York Times was from 5:22. Oh, yeah, like 45 minutes ago. Oh, and Nanny, I missed your response. Is his name Jerrison Hankins? Because I am going to end my live stream with a clip about him. Okay, so multiple passengers are killed after bus crashes in Western New York. At least one child was among those killed when a tour bus crashed about 30 miles east of Buffalo. Part of the New York State Thruway was shut down. And so they said it, and he said it rolled, which would tell me that it rolled more than once, which is why, that thing, it's destroyed. The crash occurred when the driver of the bus, which was traveling at, quote, full speed, lost control. And that part of I'm assuming because it's more rural, the speed limit on that part of the thruway would be 65 miles an hour. A tour bus traveling from Niagara Falls to New York City crashed on a highway outside Buffalo on Friday, killing multiple passengers, including at least one child, and leaving some people trapped beneath the vehicle. The crash occurred on the New York State Thruway about 30 miles east of Buffalo when the driver of the bus lost control of the vehicle as it traveled at full speed, said Trooper James O'Callaghan, a spokesman for the state police. Every passenger on the bus had at least some sort of cut, bruise, or abrasion as an injury. The state police said the bus was originally chartered in New York City and that a manifest provided by the bus company said that 52 people, including the driver, were on board when it crashed. Trooper O'Callaghan said most of the passengers were from India, China, and the Philippines, and that many were not wearing seatbelts. He said that the bus was extremely damaged and that many passengers had been ejected from the vehicle when it crashed. The driver was alive and well. I feel so bad for that driver. The fatalities included at least one child, but multiple passengers remained unaccounted for. The bus was the only vehicle involved in the crash. The seriousness of the crash was clear from the flashing red and yellow lights of the more than 3 dozen emergency vehicles lining both sides of the highway as the rescue operation continued. At around 3 p.m., several firefighters set up a black tarp to shield one side of the bus from public view. Reporters and other onlookers were kept hundreds of feet away. Trooper O'Callaghan, give me 1 second, please. Alrighty, sorry about that. Okay, let's see. So Trooper O'Callaghan said that the driver had lost control of the bus for unknown reasons and had then gone into the median, overcorrected, and ended up in the ditch. The bus did roll. There were multiple ejections. There are multiple people trapped, and there are multiple fatalities. Governor Kathy Hochul said in a statement on X that she has been briefed on the tragic tour bus accident and that her office was coordinating closely with state police and other agencies that were responding to the crash. At a news conference at Erie County Medical Center later in the day, Dr. Samuel Cloud, the chief medical officer, said the crash was probably the most trauma patients from one incident in my career here in Buffalo. The 24 patients brought to the hospital had head injuries, broken extremities, and internal injuries. Dr. Jennifer Pugh, the medical center's chief of emergency medicine, said 20 crash victims were still being treated as of 4:30 p.m., including 2 who were in surgery. With the victims being of various nationalities, the hospital had to use 15 to 20 translation devices to communicate with them. Some of the patients spoke English and were able to communicate with doctors more easily. 6 people were treated at the University of Rochester Medical Center, including 2 who had sustained critical injuries and 4, including a child, who were medically stable. Margaret Ferrantino, the president of Mercy Flight, which provides emergency air transport to hospitals, said the organization's helicopters had made multiple trips from the crash site to local media centers. And on one news clip, I did hear the reporter say that the helicopters were making, like, there would be, like, say, 2 come get a passenger, they would leave. 2 more would come, get more passengers, they would leave. And it was like this cycle of helicopters. By 2 p.m., helicopters had taken 2 injured children to Oshie Children's Hospital in Buffalo, 1 adult to Erie County Medical Center in Buffalo, and another adult to Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester. I think we will be busy for a while here. It is a multi-agency response, both air and ground. She added, I pray for the victims and for the safety of the responders. So that is an update. The latest update on this tragedy. And it reminds me of that one that happened, I think it was downstate, and it was band. There were 2 buses. They were going to a band competition, and one of the buses a tire blew, and it ended up losing control and going off, rolling on the side of the road. Just terrible. So I will definitely be looking at that as well. I'm assuming the NTSB will investigate. So if they do, most likely I'll make a short on it, not necessarily do an entire live, but if there's more information that comes out, then I will definitely talk about it. So the last thing that I wanted to share with you was a clip of a 20-year-old missing from Tennessee. His name is Jarrison Hankins, and officers had arrived at his home to do a welfare check, and he was afraid that he was in trouble, and he took off. He has not been seen since. So I wanted to just end the live with this because someone is missing their loved one. All right, let me put myself back here. Okay.
The Houston County community is desperately searching for this young man, 20-year-old Jarrison Hankins. Family members say he ran into the woods after deputies came to his home just for a welfare check. News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell went out to the search, where Jarrison's brother says his worry grows with every passing hour.
And we all lean on each other in times of need.
Jared Hankins.
Wait, was I muted? I just saw your thing. Pookie, could you hear? I did mute for a little bit because my sister called. Okay, you can hear. Hey, Sunnyside, thanks for being here.
Loves his brother with all his heart.
I've watched this kid put on a helmet. I've been in the yard with him playing video games. We lost our parents together. We've been through a lot together.
And right now, he's desperate to find him.
If he's out there now, I believe he's scared.
Okay, and I just want to back up because I wanted to read off the poster. So, Jerison Hankins, 6 foot 4 inches tall, 20 years old, blue eyes, blonde hair, fled on foot in the Tennessee Ridge, Aaron area near Mobley Lane, altered mental status.
He's out there now. I believe he's scared. I believe he don't know where to turn. He thinks people are after him when really all we want to do is bring him home.
Jerison was last seen Sunday near Mobley Lane in Houston County. Family says deputies came to his home for a welfare check.
I know he is not well, and he goes in and out of manic states. And being an adult, we've tried all we can do within the laws to help him.
Jarrett believes his brother's mental health got the best of him, and he took off.
Just watch your step, but this terrain is the back of his house would be over here. This is the last piece of evidence we had of Jerison. This is where his clothing was found by this pond.
No. Oh no. This is like reminding me of Giovanni. Let me just back up because I was trying to see if there was any updates and I kind of missed what he was saying.
This terrain is the back of his house would be over here. This is the last piece of evidence we had of Jerison. This is where his clothing was found by this pond.
Crews have searched this pond several times with the help of the nonprofit Beacon Rescue.
We're at about 99 that he is not in here at this point.
More than 50 volunteers braved the heat Wednesday to help.
We wanted to give one to our FedEx driver and UPS driver.
Community members are also stepping in, bringing water, food, and snacks to keep volunteers going.
No words, really. No words to describe how I felt seeing all these people here showing up. This community is great. We're all a big family.
Jarrett has spent countless hours and sleepless nights walking the ridges, searching for his little brother. And he won't stop until Jerison comes home.
Bubba, come home, man. We miss you. We're here to help you. We ain't mad at you. Just want you home. Help you get the help you need.
In Houston County, Aaron Cantrell, News Channel 5.
It's tough for his family. A $5,000 reward is being offered for Jerison's safe return.
I sure hope that he is okay, but the fact that his clothing was found on the side of that pond is concerning. All right, y'all. Well, that is all I have for you. I will plan on coming back for the press conference that is being held in regards to Jake and Rebecca Haro and missing Emmanuel. I'm going to go get some food and take care of get the kittens all settled. And then I will schedule the live for 7 p.m. Eastern. Press conferences don't usually start on time, but even if it does start on time, we'll just get to it a little bit later, or within that time. Yeah, Angie, there's a lot of nonprofits that do this type of rescue, water rescues, and I hope that they do find them. And they said that they've searched that pond several times, and I hope he's not there. but I hope he's safe somewhere. So have a great rest of your day, night, morning, wherever you may be. If you haven't hit the like, please do so on your way out. And actually, I just remembered, I keep forgetting to end my polls. I'm so bad at it. And as soon as I end the live, I'm like, dang it, I forgot to end the poll. I always forget. All right, let me end this poll quickly before we go. So 14% said they're not happy it's Friday, but 85% are. So with that, have a great day, night, morning, wherever you are. Hit the like on your way out. If you are watching this and have made it all the way through, hashtag replay, leave a comment. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play? Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice all this madness. That is why your status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing. And this new expansion's like a mansion. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high harass, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.